It brings conversation, it brings education, and it brings loads of good guests to this area. We're talking about the Hull and East Yorkshire Literary Luncheons. I've had the privilege of being invited to 2 or 3 and always enjoyed them. Get some fantastic guests. And the man who drives it, he's actually got a new book out himself. It's Mike Ulliott. Nice to see you, Mike. How are you?
And you did very well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. Who's on the bill for your 71st lunch?
Alan Johnson's joining us again for the 4th time.
He's prolific now, isn't he?
He's written a book on his memoirs of music, which would sort of suit you as well for this one. Lesley Pearce, who's actually sold 10 million books. 10 million. I
don't really know.
She's been with us 14 years ago, and a women's fiction writer.
Right.
Even if she only got £1 a book royalties, you know.
Right, so she'll be rolling up in a white roller then or something.
She thinks she would do.
Right, Lesley Pearce.
She used to be a bunny girl as well, so
did she?
That's going to be interesting talk, isn't it?
Right, fair enough.
And David Wilburn, who is a funny man, but he was a vicar at Hemsley for a lot of years, so his book describes all the characters he met in Hemsley and Revo around that area, and he's now a canon at York Minster. So that's the lineup on Wednesday, the 14th of November.
I bet you've sold out already, haven't you?
We've only just started selling tickets, so they're going well.
Because normally you've got, what, 300-400 people in there? Will there be more?
We've had up to 400. We had 400 with Ben Fogle and Michael Vaughan.
Right.
But we average around about 300.
Right. And how hard or easy is it to find these guests? Because I've been to the some... And you get a top lineup.
Well, it's getting harder than when we originally started, 1993. It was a case of where's Hull? You know, is that anywhere near Newcastle? Because most of the publishers are London-based.
Mm-hmm.
But once we got a name and we could sell books, which is the main aim, obviously, and sell tickets for the lunch, we were then offered authors ourselves. But now it's getting a lot more difficult because people won't commit themselves so far in advance because of reality television or plays cropping up. We'd hoped we'd got Kevin Keegan for this one, but then
he's fantastic.
But then
I've done a dinner with Kevin Keegan. He's top notch.
Well, Doncaster lad, isn't he? Really? And then his agent said, "Well, look, he's only signing books at bookshops because he's got a theatre tour next year, you know." So it is getting hard, but
more and more people are doing books. It seems to me.
Yes,
everybody's got a story, and there are a lot of books.
Yes, yeah. And when we first started, we always thought, right, we'll have a man author, a lady author, and an up and coming author. But the up and coming author never worked because nobody had heard of him or her.
Right.
Didn't sell any books, so we then went on, and we find that television personalities draw the crowds. The books might not have been, or might not be, as readable, say, as a Val McDermid or sort of what I call a proper author.
Yes.
Whereas
Ian Rankin.
Yeah, we've had Ian. You know,
David Mark. Have you had David Mark?
David Mark, yeah. Now he's living in Beverley, so follow David quite regularly. So yeah.
So it's interesting that it's become more difficult, and celebrity sort of TV. Alan Johnson's then not been booked for "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here."
Would he turn it down? He did say to me, I mean, his 3 previous books sold 500,000 copies. A lot easier life, he said, than what he was used to.
Yeah.
But he's such a decent guy, isn't he? You know, that whatever his politics, I think people would vote for him as a man because he's a genuine guy.
Yeah, he is, and he's very entertaining. Mike, stay with us. We'll talk more about. It's like with the man who puts on the Hull and East Yorkshire Literary Luncheons. They're very convivial affairs, really. If you're into literature and hearing good, intelligent people speak and tell stories, they're well worth doing. And if you like a lunch, the book that's in the studio at the moment is my previous guest brought me in the Alcoholics Anonymous book, and Mike Ulliott, who's here, has brought me a bottle of Cornish Golden Lager. I'm trying to work out the yin and the yang of that one. I know which one I'll consume first, let's put it that way.
This is David Burns
on BBC Radio Humberside.
Yeah, it's quite funny that I've got a book with Alcoholics Anonymous and Mike Ulliott's here. Thank you for the lager, by the way.
It's lovely. We had a family holiday in St Ives, and the family brought Anne and I that. And
St Ives Cornish Lager. I shall have a tipple at that, but I'll wait until 12 o'clock anyway. Just in case people get the wrong idea, I'll have it tonight. We were talking about your Hull and East Yorkshire literary luncheons. You're a published author yourself. You've got a new book out. Tell us about it,
yeah,
Mike.
I've self-published this one. It's Remembering Life in Hull. It's a further photographic recollection. But earlier this year, Chris Brigham at the People's Memorial in Whitefrigate told me how often she was asked if they still had copies of my book, 3 books that I'd done with Dalesman, Life in Hull, Old Hull Remembered and Humber Shipping. And it set me off thinking, well, as I approached the Dalesman, who published those 3 books, with the idea of bringing the best of those books out, together with other photographs that I've got.
Okay,
really.
It's not out yet. When you're launching it?
We're launching it on Saturday at the People's Memorial. This coming Saturday. No,
Right.
sorry, the 22nd.
Which is a week on
Saturday.
Saturday.
On Saturday at the People's Memorial in Whitefrigate, which is opposite Parliament Street, from 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock.
All right, so you'll be there selling the books, signing the books,
Selling
talking
the books
to
and
people.
talking to all the new friends, really. It's a personal look, my look back at. I'm a Scully Lane lad, so really brought up during the war. It's looking back at the end of the war in the 1950s, 1960s. Part of Hull that's sort of changed cinema-wise, Pearson Park, very personal, together with photographs of buildings, street scenes, shops, shipping and transport.
I'm already hating myself for this because I'm thinking Christmas presents, and it would be for those with relatives around the world who used to live in Hull. This would be ideal for Christmas. I'm not hating the book, Martin. I'm thinking of Christmas already.
I've always talked to publishers. It's a 24th publication I've done.
Right.
But looking back, publishers have always said, well, we either bring it out somewhere near Father's Day or somewhere near Christmas, because obviously sales would boom then, rather than bring it out in July and August when everybody's on holiday. So
Okay, it's called Remembering Life in Hull. It's by Mike Ulliott, or are you going as Michael?
Michael, yes.
Right, okay. I've always known you as
Posh name.
Mike, so I
Well,
didn't realise you were
posh name,
poshing it up. Well, it's living in Willoughby now, going from Skullcoats Lane to Willoughby. Well, I'm not Mike anymore, I'm Michael. You're poshing it up.
Well, my mother always used to call me Michael, so you've got to go back what your mother thinks.
Yes,
haven't you?
of course, Michael. Just a reminder of where people can get tickets for the Hull and East Yorkshire Literary Lunch.
Yeah, from Brown's Books, who are our main sponsors. Yvette Stafford has ordered a large cake to celebrate the 25th anniversary, which she'll be giving out to customers on the day itself. They're selling tickets.
How much are tickets?
And the tickets are £34. But that
you get a
includes
lunch in that, yeah.
3-course lunch, a drink on arrival, and discounts on books sold on the day.
And it's a really convivial atmosphere.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
No, I have.
Yeah.
I've been on 2 or 3 occasions and always enjoyed it. And the authors are always really entertaining, and they know the game and they've honed the game. So
We've had 110 authors, and hand on my heart, I can only think of one author who was recommended by your colleagues at BBC Radio Oxford,
right,
who was a big disappointment.
all right. Well,
But
not
everyone
name them,
else,
will we?
no. But when I think back, we had 110 authors, and I can always remember Eric Sykes greeting Norman Colley, who I hadn't seen for years, big pals, and I wish I'd have had a recording of 2 hours that they spent talking to each other after I had introduced, and Paul Hudson was worrying that he would have to follow Eric Sykes, but he went on first. But when I'd introduced Eric, gave him the microphone on the stage, Norman stood up. I'll just test the mic for you, Eric. Of course, everybody thought he would do his stuttering mic,
Yeah.
and he didn't. Testing, 1, 2, 3, which again brought the house down. So Eric says, clear off, Collier, I'm the star today. But memories like that when I think back.
Oh, the lunches I've been to I've thoroughly enjoyed. And just a reminder of your lineup this time: Alan Johnson,
Leslie Pierce, and David Wilburn. And tickets are available from Brown's in Hull. Telephone 325 413. As from now.
Mike, and good luck with the launch of your latest book, Remembering Life in Hull, at the People's Memorial Shop in Whitefrigate in Hull, Saturday the 22nd of September from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nice to see you.
And you.
Thank you for the beer.
Enjoy the lager.
I'll drink it while I'm reading my first chapter of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Drink our health.
Nice to talk to you. Somebody said